David Ornstein reveals that the £80 million star is simply perfect for Arsenal. And Arteta receives a major boost to sign his most coveted target. Stay with me until the end of the video to understand everything that's happening behind the scenes at the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're also passionate about Arsenal, subscribe to our channel right now to stay informed about everything happening behind the scenes of the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's get into today's top news. Arsenal have been heavily linked with a move to sign Pedro Neto in the summer, and David Ornstein has now claimed that he will cost a fortune. Mikel Arteta has a number of positions he'd want to strengthen at the end of the season, and a versatile wide player should be on the agenda. Wolves star Netto would be perfect for Arsenal. Arsenal have been in need of a winger for a few windows now. We have Gabriel, Martinelli and Leandro Trossard to play on the left. Reiss Nelson is far more comfortable on that side of the pitch too. On the right, Bukayo Saka is our only natural wide man, and Arsenal fans have always wanted a like-for-like backup so that our starboy would get a break every now and then. That's when the links to Pedro Neto emerged, and numerous Arsenal fans would take him at the Emirates in a heartbeat in the upcoming summer transfer window. However, David Ornstein has revealed today that he will cost an absolute fortune. The journalist revealed in his Q&A on The Athletic, Netto is having a brilliant season and that naturally makes him one to watch in the next transfer window. First thing to say is there's no guarantee he leaves Wolves. He's under contract until 2027 and the club are on course for a much higher finish than they would have budgeted for, which strengthens their footballing and financial outlook. It is no secret that the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City and Newcastle United, perhaps Manchester United, too, with Dan Ashworth moving there from Newcastle, are all admirers of the Portugal international, although they may harbor some reservations about his fitness record. It would also take around £80 million for Wolves to part with Netto, as I understand it, and that is another obstacle. So far there has been no concrete movement ahead of the summer, so it's impossible to say where he is most likely to end up. Cheaper alternatives for Arsenal on the right wing. £80 million is a lot of money for Pedro Neto, even though he is a phenomenal football player. It would be a massive surprise if Arsenal agree to spend so much money on him, especially as we need to bring in a new striker and a midfielder as well this summer. Arsenal are likely to target other wingers who will be available for much cheaper. Crystal Palace star Mikel Arteta could be one of them. His release clause stands at around £60 million. The likes of Barcelona's Rafinha, Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams and PSV Eindhoven's Johan Bakayoko, who have all been linked with a move to Arsenal, will likely be available for a fee much less than what Wolves want for Neto. Do you agree with the potential decision of Arsenal to pursue Pedro Neto despite the reported high cost, or do you think the club should explore cheaper alternatives for the winger position? Leave your opinion in the comments below. Arsenal are now showing the most interest in the transfer of Amadou Onana, amidst Chelsea, Newcastle and Manchester United also tracking the star Everton midfielder. The 22-year-old has attracted suitors among the Premier League's elite teams this season as a pivotal cog at the Toffees. Onana has remained a shining light at Goodison Park, despite Everton battling to avoid relegation for a third successive season after a 10-point deduction. An independent commission might also now deduct further points after the Premier League charged the Blues with another breach of its Profit and Sustainability Rules, PSR. Relegation from the top tier will likely ensure Everton have to sell key players like Onana in the summer. Onana would be amongst Everton's high-profile departures if the Merseyside natives endure relegation. So, Dean Jones suggests that Arsenal are currently tracking Onana's situation the closest amongst his suitors. Jones also says Onana is likely to leave even if Everton stay up. Everton enter the weekend sat outside of the drop zone on goal difference to Luton Town on 20 points each. The Toffees would be 12th in the table without their initial points deduction. Sean Dyche has overseen 8 wins and 6 draws across his Goodison outfit's 25 matches. Arsenal know exactly what Onana is capable of producing after he played an integral role in Dyche beating Mikel Arteta's team 1-0 on his debut as Everton's gaffer. Darren Bent dubbed the Belgians' display as outstanding in February 2023 after dictating the engine room, too. Onana can envisage a move to Emirates Stadium with Arteta in awe. Arsenal are far from alone in considering Onana's transfer after offering Everton 2 goals in 19 Premier League appearances. The Telegraph noted in January that Newcastle looked into signing the midfield anchor. But the Magpies failed to raise the funds the Toffees demanded. Financial restrictions also prevented Arsenal from advancing for Onana's transfer following a round of talks with Everton, per Het Nieuwsblad. The North London natives held exploratory talks as the nine-cap Belgium international's profile charms their coach, Arteta, a great deal. Arteta likes Onana for his strong, big and fast presence in the engine room, as well as being good with his feet. The Spaniard further feels he is the ideal reinforcement for their midfield at Emirates Stadium. But the Toffees eyed no less than €60 million, £51 million, to sell him in January. Arsenal may not need to convince Onana to accept a transfer if they match Everton's asking price this summer. Het Nieuwsblad also noted that he can envisage a move to the Gunners as the Belgian feels ready to take the next step in his career. But he has further suitors, too. Reports by Foot Mercado in December suggested that FC Barcelona and Manchester United were also looking into signing Onana. The Catalan club even spoke with his representatives about a move to La Liga. But Everton's asking price ultimately ruled Barcelona out of a deal. While Everton midfielder Onana has also attracted long-standing interest from Chelsea, per Team Talk. The Stamford Bridge side explored his signature last summer and studied a fresh approach in January. But the Blues only looked to move if Conor Gallagher left West London. Arsenal target with World at his feet ready to seriously consider £75 million transfer. Crystal Palace defender Marc Guéhi is now ready to seriously consider a transfer out of Selhurst Park with Arsenal, Chelsea and Manchester United all displaying interest. The 23-year-old is a pivotal part of the plans in South London but is also likely to be a central figure in this summer's sales. A move away from Crystal Palace is very conceivable for Guéhi and a raft of the Eagles' key men. New boss Oliver Glasner faces a fight to keep them now. Relegation from the Premier League would only increase the chances of Guéhi and some of their top players leaving. The Eagles start the weekend just 15th in the table after 25 games and sit 5 points off the drop zone. So, teams are starting to position themselves for Guéhi. That is according to Dean Jones, who claims Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur are interested in agreeing Guéhi's transfer from Crystal Palace. He is also seriously ready to consider a move away from Selhurst Park after a 4-year run there. Guéhi left Chelsea to join the Eagles in July 2021, having failed to establish his first-team role in West London. The Blues Academy product only made 2 senior appearances in EFL Cup ties during the 2019-20 term. Guéhi also spent 17 months away on loan with Swansea City. Crystal Palace are loath to lose Guéhi as they value him highly, so will demand a high asking price. The 9-cap England international has started in 22 of their Premier League matches so far this season. He also acts as the Eagles' captain on occasion to further his importance. Edu has long had the sought-after centre-back on his radar for a move to the Gunners. Reports by Team Talk back in October also cited Manchester United's interest in Guéhi. But a move for the man who Joel Ward once said has the world at his feet will cost £75 million. Crystal Palace are looking to earn a new club record for a player leaving Selhurst Park if Guéhi goes. Additionally, Team Talk also cited Arsenal's interest in Guéhi's transfer back in September. It further claimed that Gunners sporting director Edu was behind the Emirates Stadium side's pursuit. Guéhi is under contract at Selhurst Park until June 2026 on his deal signed in 2021. Well, folks, those were today's news. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay informed about everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell so you won't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and see you in the next video.